How's it going, guys? It's Thursday, lunchtime. Actually just heading back. I want to work on some things at the shop before I go back to work. I know you guys saw the video I posted the other day, that old video, and you saw the wagon change from like the single carburetor to the tunnel ram. A lot more changed in that video. First of all, the differences between those two scenes was 3 years. The stuff does change in the background, if anybody picked up on it. And it wasn't just a matter of me pulling in the tunnel ram or pulling in the car and putting the tunnel ram on. I actually did more head work to the car at that point. That's when they went over to Don's machine. We even milled them and did a little chamber work. So the compression went up 3/4 of a point. And if you listen to the engine, it sounds totally different. Between the compression change and the way I redid the exhaust, I actually opened it up to a bigger diameter. The car had a totally different sound to it. So I don't know if anybody picked up on it. It's not just the fact that the camera's any better. The car definitely was crisper. The car's definitely more powerful when I did all that work. And like I said, they cut the music out of it. So, because it's an older video. So, but I just wanted to, you know, someone had mentioned that they liked old movies when I posted that thing with the Nova. So I actually have a picture of the Nova that those doors came off of. And I know which photo album's in, but I can't find the photo album. But eventually I will, and I'll post it. And you'll see how cool that car really was. So, but like I said, I'm heading back to work. I'm going to hack those nuts. I'm going to use those lug nuts till I replace them. I did find a place that had them. They're a medium length. They're not as short. They're not long. So, but we'll hack them and do them. For now, I got the lug nuts. It'll all be fine in the end. So it's not like my big concern, but I do want to get the axle into the car and get the wheels back on. And I'd rather use those lug nuts than the old ones at this point. So, with that, how's it going, guys? We're back out in the garage. Just want to say that I was stopped out in the street today, and I apologize for not really introducing myself. I came home today and the whole apron and base of my driveway was plowed in full force. So I was barely able to get the car through, and then I was just out there snow blowing and it was all slush. And I guess a neighbor a couple blocks over watches the channel now, and he said hello and whatever and talked to me. I just never really got to introduce myself because snow was on my mind. So with that, hopefully he stops by again and we talk a little bit more. But we are back out here. Springs are in, not tight. So we've got that one on. I'm going to try and get the beam up here right now. So I actually walked out here last night. Everything was still in the garage. It was cold. I walked back in the house. But then I watched The Chef, and I was like, oh man. I was like, if he's out there, I gotta get out there. So with that, I'm out here. So I'm gonna swing the axle around, see if we get the axle up there and get it in. See if we get these U-bolts to fit in the hole. Okay, that's it for right now. It's in. These spring bolts are still loose. Got a tire laying on here. Got no steering in it. The U-bolts are tight. So that's the way this bad boy sits. Rims definitely need a cleaning. So this is the way it winds up. The studs are like flush, which is good because that means there's all stud in here, and that's the strongest part of a lug nut. So tire is definitely a well filler. I was wrong. With these big belly tires, you don't see much of the rotor. The other rims you definitely did. The offset was slightly different and the tires are a lot narrower. So yeah, I like these. I'm not too into those tinies in the front. I went through that. Cost squirms all over the place. It's just too much weight. This tire's only rated for like 800 and something pounds of tire, like 1,600 pounds on the nose of the car. That's really pushing it. I'll be honest with you, I bought those Firestone 500 radials through Summit, I think, at the best price. And Summit's website has a different load rating than the tire by 200-300 pounds per tire. So that's a lot. And I felt the car squirmed a lot. So this is probably all I'm going to do. Back is a little tight. So just happy I got that in. So what we did was we pulled out the other steering rod. You see it right there on the lift. So I got to sand that, except for the hind joints. We're going to paint that satin black. We got to paint the other one satin black. Then I can reassemble everything in the front end, and they'll be back down on the ground. So I just wanted to put this thing on. Figure what the hell. So okay, guys, we got the other one on, but I got no steering. So the caster wants to turn it. We'll just leave it turned. So I think we're going to call it for the night. Rest up the old Backaroo.